These are not the first words I've spoken today because I just recorded and it didn't. I'm on my period, okay? I started the day and I opened Twitter, and I typically don't do that, but I'm on my period. And so I just needed a hit of crazy. And that crazy came by way of somebody asking about March. And so I just talked for 15 minutes about March. And then I lost the footage instantly. It's 7 in the morning. I'm on the West Coast. My East Coast living days are behind me, but I'm still on East Coast time. I don't know what any of that has to do with anything. It's just extremely annoying and frustrating that I'm on my period. I don't have any fucking weed, and now I have to record another video in which I don't have anything to say. I've already said what I wanted to say because I already did this. Hi, let me introduce myself. My name's Jess. I can play this banjo. This is the banjo. It's a tiny banjo. I can play it, but that's not really like a fun thing about me. There's nothing really fun about me, and so I'm trying to make a YouTube channel where I have fun. But right now, I'm sleeping on the floor in an apartment that I do have a lease for, but still on the floor. And I sit down on the floor and I eat on the floor, and I'm just like living on the floor. And being on the floor makes me feel like this is the floor trimester. This is the floor semester. This is the floor arc. I'm in my floor era. I'm in my floor era. You know what? It's probably good that that footage was lost because it's white people in my family, and I talked a lot of shit about white people, specifically the ones in my family, and maybe nobody needs to hear that because in some way or another, these algorithms connect you to people that you know, and so my videos aren't usually pushed to people that don't know me. They just always are pushed to people that are in my contact list. So hey, white people, will you be my friend? We're technically fam. In the club, we all fam. I was about to say the thing about Jewish people, but I'm not getting into that. I do want to get into wondering how I look bald. Should I go bald again? I'm very self-conscious about my jowls, and so I don't know if bald is like the look. Shout out to Dr. Ali Lukes. Because yesterday I was laying on a hammock, and I was just like vibing. It was so cozy. It was like in the garden, and it was like a fountain, like a babbling fountain, and then there's like little crickets, and the street is quiet, so it was just very serene, and it was nice wind. And I just kept closing my eyes, and every time a nice breeze would come, I would inhale, and I'm like, shit, it smells like shit. Am I the shit, or am I so cursed? Are my nostrils cursed because I live with a dog who farts all the time, and so the living room kind of is funky? No, there was poop underneath me. I was just laying on top of poop and I didn't know it. And that's kind of like the vibe of being an American citizen right now. We're all just kind of laying on top of poop. But the poop is graveyards. Like everything about this land is a graveyard because a lot of people died. And people aren't just like dying naturally. They're being killed a lot of the times. Like, I can't say to a stranger, how comfortable are you with murder, without sounding like a murderer, but we live in a murder society. Everybody murders, everybody kills, everybody lies, everybody steals. You are a liar and a mentally ill person if you can't accept that about the society you live in and what you're capable of. I'm not a killer. I get real squeamish to step on things like slugs. And one time I hit a baby deer. I didn't feel anything, but I did pretend to be sad because it was technically sad. But I'm like, shit, it's a fucking deer in the middle of the Alabama highway, like a back country road in Alabama. What I'm supposed to do? I'm not swerving into a ditch. But some people say that's psychopathic or sociopathic. Like, I struggle with empathy for people who struggle to make decisions, but that's just because I'm a decisive person and I don't understand how you cannot be decisive, except I can because I used to feign indecisiveness. All of the insecurities I've ever expressed were all fake. I always was like, you can't be too full of yourself because then people are going to call you full of yourself. And you can't be called full of yourself because that was a sin. You had to be full of Jesus. And the thing about that sentiment, even when I was like 12, made me think, I wonder what Jesus' penis looked like. Because I'm really into penises. It's a strange phenomenon where I'm like, what do they look like? What do it smell like? When people are like uncircumcised, how clean do they keep it? If you don't keep your uncircumcised penis or your circumcised penis clean, how clean is your belly button? Like, you don't be getting into them orifices if your penis with, your foreskin isn't pristine. But everybody I know with foreskin penis is extra clean, and everybody I know with non-foreskin penis be scared to scrub their asshole. So that's inconclusive evidence. The point is, I really did dedicate that whole video to talking about Marche and how he was like a creative inspiration to me. And now I'm just sitting here thinking, should I play? You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to learn Toxic Gossip Train, and then I'm going to play that on this, because every time somebody makes fun of that song, I do laugh, because the shit she was accused of and the shit she participated in and the shit her family is complicit in, they're fucking pedophiles, is like fucked up, right? But then the song is a banger. She's got that homegrown, she's got a melody in her soul. Like, when you come from that deeply Christian, homeschooled, backwoods background, same girl. That's why I thought Miranda Sings was funny back in the day. You do have this ear and this talent for melodies. And Toxic Gossip Train is a banger. If it wasn't what it was, and it was like a song she made for her kids, or if she tried to pivot into more wholesome content sincerely and not as a cop out for being gross with young teens, excuse me, it would be a banger. So I've always wanted to learn it, and so I'm gonna learn it, and I'm not gonna sing it because okay, now I'm gassy. Like, what period makes you gassy? I couldn't imagine not having a period, because for the most part, my periods are cool. They're always uncomfortable, but they're not painful. It's just like a little uncomfort. You know what I mean? If you're just bleeding openly. There's no scenario as a human being when you're gushing blood where that's not even mildly uncomfortable. But I'm like, it feels very in tune. That's why I understand the trans identity so deeply, because I feel so congruent with my body, and all they're saying is they're not in congruence with their body, and so they're trying to get in congruence with their body. And I'm like, oh yeah, no, that makes perfect sense to me. So anybody want to show me their penis, don't, because I don't want to see it. But you could describe it to me, because I would like to know. But don't, but do. But like, you know what I mean? You got to play it cool. And nobody knows how to be cool. Nobody knows how to have fun. Everybody's scared all the fucking time. Every day except for Wednesday.